Welcome back everybody, it's DestinysJesus here. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you 8 of the best landing spots for Chapter 5 Season 3. All of these spots are absolutely perfect for any ranked games that you're playing, so you're going to be dying on spawn less, you're going to be gaining rank faster. I gained literally about 4 ranks just from making this one video and showing all these spots, as well as all of these spots are absolutely perfect if you guys want to go ahead and do better in tournaments this season. There's 9 solo cash cups, and a lot of these spots work extremely well in duos. I'm also going to be showing you a bunch of spots where you can get OP mythics that nobody else knows about, as well as the best loot routes, so you're going to be always more stacked than your opponents that you're fighting. Leave a like if you enjoy it, and let's get into the first spot, which is the best spot on the map. Our first drop spot in this video is the absolute best in my opinion. I'd really recommend you guys try out. It's this little launch pad spot below the depot next to the rig and brutal, as you can see here. And the best part about this spot is you very quickly have access to 5 plants, so you can immediately get full shield. There's loads of barrels, so you can top up your shield as well as 5 chests. There's very fast farming metal. You can get 400 wood while you're doing your loot path, as well as you can instantly pad and third party any of the spots nearby. Also, the nice thing if you're playing at a regular tournament or you need a little more loot is all 4 of these chests that I've outlined right here are 100% spawn rate. So you're going to get guaranteed spawns on all of these chests. You're always going to get these guaranteed 4 chests every single game. And then from there, especially if you're using a fizz pad, you can go straight into the rig, third party the players as they get in the bot, or you can go straight into a brutal beachhead, have way more loot, so you're going to have like 500 more mats at least compared to every player, and you're going to be full shield, and you're going to be third partying, be able to get the mythic gloves as well as the mythic combat shotgun, which is unbelievably good this season. The second spot in this video is almost as good as the first. However, it's a lot more versatile and it's going to be a lot stronger in solo cash cup tournaments, especially since we've got 9 tournaments this season. 4 solos. It's the dam bridge in the middle spot, as you can see here. What I'd recommend you guys do is land up top, try to maintain high ground over if there's a player contesting you, and then from there you can either disengage if you don't want to take the early game fight, or what you can do is just use the high ground advantage to take out the other player below you. It's a very easy fight to win if you do get contested. Then you have a launch pad as well next to you, so you can go ahead and very quickly fly to a spot nearby. If you want a third party somebody straight away, you can go into the wreck mill, you can go into the nitro dome very quickly. There's also loads of plants in this area. Or if you're in a more stacked tournament game, you can use that launch pad to go into a secondary spot. You can either go up to this dam area up here, as you can see, or what you can do is come down here, follow this loot path that I've laid out, and you're going to get insanely stacked. And these chests are pretty much always uncontested. And a lot of these chests in this area, like all of these highlighted ones here, are all 100% spawn rates as well. Third spot in this video is one of the most underrated spots, mainly because it looks like it's got nothing new on the surface, but it actually has one of the best mythics ever added to Fortnite, and you can get it really easily in pubs or rank. I'm talking about Classy Core. If you guys haven't dropped it yet, and I wouldn't be surprised if you haven't, you can actually duel Oscar from Season 1 and get the mythic auto shotgun, the mythic frenzy shotgun, which is absolutely insane. You've got 12 bullets, and this is the perfect counter to anybody fisting into your box, is you can actually just whip out the auto shotgun. It's got such a high DPS, it's so easy to hit shots that it is the perfect counter to that. Oscar spawns in this building right here. However, if you're getting contested and there's multiple players, what I'd recommend doing is landing over at this backhand side on this guaranteed 100% spawn. You can very quickly loot around like this and then wrap around this way, and especially if there's multiple players like there just tends to be, you'll be able to go ahead and wipe in with loads more loot and mats than your opponents, and then guaranteed get that Oscar's mythic shotgun. Just bear in mind that you can't just shoot Oscar up front. You have to go ahead and actually accept the duel with him to get the mythic shotgun, but from there you've got one of the most OP weapons ever added in the game, and you can use this in any type of ranked or pub game. This next spot is one that I showed back during Season 1. However, this season it is so much better for getting very quick amount of loot, and you can definitely run this in a solo cash cup as well. What you do is land at Snooty Station, as you can see here. You're going to be able to immediately grab 2 chests as well as 2 barrels, and also if you're playing in a ranked or a pub game, there's a vending machine right here, so you can immediately buy loads of bigs, or you can buy medkits, so you're going to be stacked on here as pushing in, and even in ranked, that's definitely worthwhile remembering for if you ever get a safe. Then from there, what you want to go ahead and do is push down into the tunnel, go underneath, you can farm some mats on the way, and you'll be able to get 3 more barrels, so you can get almost up to full shield, as well as 2 more chests, and then immediately within literally about 30 to 40 seconds of landing, you're going to be pushing into sandy steps. You're going to be way more stacked on loot than anybody else who just got sort of 1 building and a couple chests for themselves, and you're going to be way more stacked on shield. If you're not in the best position in terms of loot, or if you're playing a more stacked tournament, what you can do is double back after you've gone and looted this inside bit and come out and loot all of these 3 chests as well as these barrels up here, and then decide what you want to go for in sandy steps, and you can basically just take a bit more time. Also, a nice thing with this spot is you don't actually need to push in. What you can actually do is basically just claim this whole spot of the map to yourself. There's a launch pad up here which you can play for. There's a whole load of gas stations, so you can get cat metal up here, and this is such a good spot for solo cash cups. I'd really recommend you guys try it out. This right here is one of the best drop spots if you guys like to be aggressive earlier spawn. Land a Pantheon path right here. It's no longer going any gold chest. However, it does have 5 very quick chests that you can loot, as well as one back here if you want to grab it. And then what you do is you hop straight into the nitro boost tunnel, and you will go flying, especially combine it with the fizz. And you can also build up higher, so you go further in the tunnel, and you'll go flying straight onto somebody that you can third party nearby, like right here. A lot of the times as well, this spot I've found is completely uncon, so you can then push straight onto the bridge and then straight into the nitro dome with a whole lot of loot and mats compared to the other players that have been landing there. Also, this spot works very well just in a regular solo match. What you can do is you can quickly loot up this, and then instead of hitting the tunnel right here, instead what you do is you come down and you get this entire spot majority of the time uncontested. Or what you can do if that does get taken is you can grab this whole backside right here. There's a load of chests, as well as you can come up this way to farm your metal inside the tunnel. This next spot takes advantage of the geysers that have been added to the center of the map, and what you guys do is you land on this little slurp barrel right here, and there's 10 slurp barrels in this exact spot, as well as a chest, so you can very quickly get full shield, a bunch of metal, and be fairly stacked after you complete this little loot path. From there, depending on what your loot is immediately off spawn, you can either decide to loot up more, or what you can do is just go straight onto this spot and then geyser, fly straight on somebody and get in a fight with loot advantage. Depending on your loot, of course, if you're not super stacked, you need a bit more loot, you need to get a shotgun or something, what you can do is rotate up this way, get more barrels for more metal, as well as 3 more chests, and then there's 200% chests right here, as well as 4 other regular chests. So at this point in time, you'd have like 10 plus chests, you'd be insanely stacked, and of course, there's a lot of wood and brick in this area. The only issue with the spot is there's not too much metal. What I'd recommend doing for metal in a comp game is to come back over here, geyser, and then come up towards this gas station area. However, for a regular ranked game, or when you want to be aggressive, just going straight into Nitro Dome here, or any of the surrounding fights that you can get into with the geysers, is insanely good for getting a lot of early free kills and being really stacked compared to other players. Little Dirty Dock is one of the best new spots that they've added this season. You can definitely make this viable in duos, especially because there's so many extra chests that you can get in the area. However, this spot is very good in solos as well, and I really recommend you guys try it out. What I'd recommend doing is landing at the very top section, as you can see here. The main reason being so is that if somebody lands at the bot, of course, they're going to have a slurp truck, they're going to have a decent amount of chests. However, you just have way more loot as well as barrels than the other player, so you should be able to get a loot and mat advantage. So even if you're not the healthiest, you should be able to win the fight versus them. And the key thing is you can just spend a bit of time running around out looting your opponent. And also, if you do get contested directly on this top side, as long as you ping as you're coming in, figuring out what floor spawns are available, you should be able to win that 50-50 and then easily take out the other player landing at the back. From there, after you've gone ahead and looted the spot, the nice thing is, again, like that previous spot we mentioned, you've got a launch pad, so you can very quickly, you can third party up towards Brawler's Battleground. You can come over here to get these guaranteed chests down by the lake. All you can do is head straight into the rig. Or another nice thing you guys can actually do is combine this with the spot that I mentioned earlier, pad the whole way over there with the fizz pad, and then go straight into Brutal Beachhead, as you can see here, and get an insane amount of loot from doing this loot path, as you can see. Also, a very underrated thing, let's say you're playing out a stacked tourney, what you can do is actually just rotate on foot like this, come to these areas that I mentioned earlier, then you can get all of this pretty much every single game for free, and even wrap around and get all of this backside. I haven't seen a single player loot this in ranked games so far, and I know this is going to be heavily uncontested in solos. I'd really recommend that you guys try this spot. There's actually an insane amount of loot, and this is definitely enough for a duo spot as well, and you can definitely do well on the final solo spot. It's probably the most con spot this season, so I'd really recommend you guys practicing and trying it out as early as possible. Now, last but not least, this is one of my favorite spots that I found while playing solo rank this season, is this wreck mill right here. It might not look like much, especially considering this bunker doesn't spawn until the 3rd zone, but the fact that you get all of this loot within about a minute of spawning, as well as the abundance of plants in this area, means it's probably the best spot I've covered so far for very quickly just third partying an off spawn fight next to you. So if there's somebody fighting at the dam spot that we talked about earlier, if there's somebody fighting over here at the old cami split, if there's somebody even fighting down here at the mythic spots, you can literally just run straight over and third party with an insane amount of loot. As you can see, you got like 8 or so chests straight off the bat, as well as a couple barrels to top up your shield, as well as all those plants I talked about. Again, a very simple spot. In solo finals, for example, you'd probably have to combine this with a nearby spot, like getting down over here, or like getting towards the dam to get your mats up a little bit. However, just for ranked W King, this is one of my favorite spots. Very uncontested, very good third party opportunities, and very easy to get free kills and be stacked from this spot. Alright, that's all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please do like if you enjoyed so, and I'm going to be posting a whole lot of new content this season, so make sure you subscribe to don't miss out on any.